And yes, we are live. Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. Welcome to the Sunday session. All right. No five aside. We're not moving. We're just sitting down. We're in I guess you can call it the home base, the studio, whatever you want to call it. We're here and we're just going to sit down and just have a little Sunday sesh. Walk through a few things, some of the things we touched on earlier, maybe dig a little deeper into it. But yeah, thanks very much for joining us. If you're out there, great. Thanks for coming on. So, all right, it is Sunday, July 9th, 2023, and above us we have a Brazilian game going on. Actually, we're trying to get a good look at the Victor Roque kid, Vitor Roque, who's headed to Barcelona. So we're checking him out. Got the TV on. Got Daily Mail up here. We got just some information. Just sit down and have a little session. So welcome. All right, let me kick it off. We're going to talk about Harry Kane to Bayern Munich. This one is not slowing down, and it's not speeding up either. But there's a lot going on. Everyone's been in the news about it, talking about will Levy let this happen? Bayern put in a 78 million pound proposal in today to have him go, and we spoke about it a few weeks ago. I think if he doesn't let him go, Levy, he's just going to let him go for free next year at the end of his contract. And if he's that stubborn, if he think he's that smart of a businessman, then this is the deal to make. Maybe he thinks he can get Kane to sign an extra year on or a couple years on afterwards to go, but Kane's 30 or 31 years old right now, and Bayern are coming in. He's going to go off to Germany. Let him go. What are you holding on to him for? Maybe there's plenty of strikers out there right now that you can get that are manageable, that can give you maybe 15, 20 goals like a season. Kane put him in 30 last year, 30 goals. But you got a new manager coming in there. And he's got new ideas. And granted, yes, you'd love to have Harry Kane up front. He's one of the best strikers in the world. But from a business standpoint, I think that Levy would be stupid not to let this happen. That's going to run and run, probably go to the end of the transfer window in the summer. And I guess United could be it for them. I doubt it. He's never gonna sell Harry Kane to another Premier League club. It's just never gonna happen. So this one, I think it's going to drag on, and everyone's got their ideas of what it could be, what it can't be. But to be fair, if I was Levy, I'd get him out the door fast, and I'd start anew and see who else we can bring. There's some other players out there that can come in. So we'll see. We're going to keep an eye on that as well. What else is going on here? So De Gea, mentioned it this week. David De Gea is gone. He is left Manchester United, and not in a good way. And it wasn't horrible, but it was just done poorly. I think after that Man City match where we got beat 2-0, I think Ten Hag was like, "Yep, it's over. It's over," and probably rightfully so. If I'm De Gea and they want me to take a pay cut, I'm not doing it. I'm not taking a pay cut to go and I don't know, maybe sit on the bench. Maybe I don't know if Onana was going to come in at that point, but yeah, that obviously the tributes went out to everyone that supported him and supported the club. Football and business sometimes ugly, and can't feel too bad for them because they all make really good money and they're doing well and they're doing what they love. I mean, hey, if you can sit there and you could play football for 12 years at one of the largest clubs in the world under some of the best managers brought in by Sir Alex Ferguson, win some championships, then I think you've had a good run. So I think he'll go on. He'll find another spot. I don't know if he's going to go down to the Saudi League. Maybe he'll go back to Spain. He just got married. So let's see what's going to happen. But it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out over the next few weeks for him and moving on. It looks like Manchester United are bringing in Onana. Onana is let's look up Andre Onana a little bit. Andre Onana, go. Andre the Giant. First thing that came up, I said Andre, and Andre the Giant comes up. So Andre Onana is a international Cameroonian goalkeeper. Actually, he's retired from international play, so that's good for Manchester United. So that means that he's not going to get pulled away for the AFCON games. But yeah, he's 27 years old. He's 6'3", loves to play with his feet, come out the back, and that's what Ten Hag wants to do with his back line. He wants to play from the back, ball at your feet, and pass it to Martinez or whomever, and is in front of him. Probably not Maguire. We'll talk about Maguire real quick too after this. But pass the center half and have them play out for the back. And to be fair, listen, De Gea, in my opinion, is one of the best shot stoppers that was ever out there on the pitch. And maybe the game. I don't say the game is past him, but his strength is not with his feet. His distribution is not that great. But Andre Onana, he's pretty good. He's scary. I don't know if you saw him in the Champions League final against City. He scared me a little bit, but he's pretty confident back there. Kind of tries to own his box a little bit, but we'll see. So, yeah, Andre Onana, Cameroonian, he's coming from Inter Milan. This is not a done deal yet. I think it's 46 million pounds. This should happen this week. I think I think Manchester United are going to play on Wednesday. I'm not sure who they're playing, but they're playing on Wednesday for their first preseason game. And he won't be in the sticks. I don't know who is. I don't even know who's on their books for a goalkeeper. I mean, who's going to come in and play for Manchester United in goal? Tom Heaton? I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Tom Heaton? I'm not sure. So this has got to get sorted out sooner than later. The tour starts. They're going to be in the States. They're going to be, I think they're in Texas, and they're in Vegas, I think, and they're also in San Diego, which we will be at. Local Pundit will be at, and I'm going to meet up with some of the other people we've been talking to. Probably some guys from the United View. KG definitely is going to be down there, who we chatted with the other day. So we're going to meet up with him. Maybe someone from the United Stand. We talked to someone from Wrexham as well. Wrexham, Manchester United, July 25th. We will be down in San Diego at Snapdragon. I think it's called Snapdragon. So see us, come say hi. That should be a good time. So that's on the 25th. So yeah, they're going on tour. Onana probably will be in post by then. That's still 2 weeks away. But yeah, that's happening, and we'll see how this plays out. I'm going to keep this up here. I don't have it up, but as we're talking about Manchester United, we're talking about Harry Maguire, this situation going on with Harry Maguire. I think everyone's at a loss at this point. Harry Maguire is a decent center back. He's a good servant to England, but is he a good servant to Manchester United? For me, he's got to move on. He's got to go find another place to play football. He's posted on his social media, summertime training, sweating, hair flopping to the side. Great. I'm glad that he's ready to go out and play and ready to fight for his position, but it's not going to be at Manchester United. If he does, he's fourth stringer. You have Lisandro Martinez. You have what the fuck's his name? I'm blanking. I should know this. You have Lisandro Martinez. You have Varane. You have Victor Lindelof. Playing in front of him, and you even have your left back, Luke Shaw, playing before you. At center half. So there's signs there. And to be fair, the guy's, I don't want to say arrogant. He's confident, but then I got to go. He's the type of guy that gives you his resume. Oh, I've had this many games without a score. But I don't need your resume. We need to watch you, and your spot isn't at Manchester United, so he's going to have to find a place to move on. So I think he's also going to lose his captaincy. That's the rumor that's going around in all the pages today. So if he loses his captaincy and stays, He's on a big wage too. God knows what he's on. Couple hundred grand a week, couple hundred, who knows? But he's maybe 225, which if you can get it, great. But yeah, he's got to move himself on, and he's got to find another place to play. So that's kind of where it's at. Also, in Manchester United, I think Fred's going to leave. Fred might be leaving too. So a lot needs to happen before this tour is over for Manchester United, and it's going to move some players on. Ten Hag needs to move a lot of players on. Okay, and another thing we want to talk about is Bury. Bury's back. Bury Football Club. So Bury played in a friendly today against Preston North End. They lost 3-0. They're at Giggs Lane, and but they I think it's up by Manchester. But they got disbanded in 2019, and they have come back. They had a supporters trust come together, and I think it's it's called a Phoenix Supporters Trust. So yeah, they finally came back today. They played their first game against, like I said, Preston North End. Lost 3-0. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. But they're back. So yeah, Bury is in Greater Manchester. Okay, so they disbanded, and they're called the Shakers. They came back today, and this is some of the things we were talking about on the local pundit, which is why we also connected with Sheffield FC. Shout out to Sheffield FC. Why we connected with some of these lower league clubs, because we want to connect with them, and we want to talk and see what it's like to be a supporter of some of these lower league clubs. Because this team, before it got disbanded in 2019, they were on the rise. They were heading into league. I think they were in League One. I think they were in League One or League Two, but they were in League One. And they money talks, money doesn't talk. They had a lot of financial issues, and they went out. But they're back, which is great. And what people don't realize is, part of the reason why we started this series, the local pundit, is because we want to talk to people around the clubs like Bury and the Sheffields, and even a Preston North End, for example, because they just played them today. We want to talk to the supporters and what it's like to be a supporter of this club, and what it means to bring in the revenue, and supporting it, and bringing in outside supporters from other teams, and coming into the pubs, bringing in money for the shops and everything like that. That's such a big thing coming to a small town. And when you lose a huge asset like that of a club, a lot of businesses probably went out of business. But having this back, I thought this was a really cool thing to happen today. TalkSport was there. They were at Giggs Lane watching it. Sam Matterface was there. So that was pretty cool to see. I've reached out to Bury. I don't know if they'll get back to us, but I want to talk to someone at the club. I want to hear about them coming back. I want to hear about the Shakers. I want to hear how this went down, how the fall came and how the rise came. And I want to know, I actually would love to go to Bury. This is hopefully what we'll be able to do, is go to Bury and see some people eventually. But this is what it's all about. This is a great story. We'll keep an eye on them as well, and hopefully there's more to come for Bury, and they can rise. I think they're in the 9th division, so of non-league. But it's going to be kind of cool to see them come back. So, shout out to Bury FC, and let's see how that goes. We're going to definitely keep an eye on them. And if we can get somebody on from the club, we'll be ecstatic. I'll reach out to them. We'll see what happens. All right. Well, the news and transfers going on here today. We got a couple little things looking around here. It looks like a U.S. men's international, Brendan Aronson. He left Leeds, who got relegated, and he's headed to Union Berlin on a loan for 23-24. So he's off from Leeds. He's a pretty good player. Probably still needs to progress. Going to Germany is probably a better place for him than the Premier League. Probably better than a Championship too. Championship is, like we mentioned, it's going to be a tough league this year. Championship's going to be a tough league. A lot of great teams in there. I think 19 of the 20 teams that are in that division have all been in the Premier League, and there's some really good talent. Really good talent there. Another thing we're looking at too, Wilfried Zaha of Crystal Palace. Talk is he might be going down to Saudi Arabia, but there's a lot to Steven Gerrard's team. But a lot of talk. I mean, it's a summer transfer window. A lot of talks going on, and Al Etafiq Al Etafiq. That's the name of the club. That's where Steven Gerrard went. So he's trying to get some players down there, and Wilfred Zaha is on the list, and they're going back and forth. Crystal Palace and them are, £60 million per season. If you can get it at 30 years old, £60 million a season, Wilfred Zaha, you go. I'm sorry, you're going to go. And, Gerrard's down there, and I know he got a lot of flack from the Liverpool fans, and, letting them down, doing a U-turn. But what are you going to do? It's not your money. It's not your life. You don't know what's going on. So, Wilfred Zaha is possibly headed down there. There's a battle going on between Crystal Palace and them. So we'll see what else is going on with transfers and news. Is there any other news out there? This one kind of caught my eye today too. So Vincent Kompany, Burnley manager, he agreed to sign center half Soumaila Koulibaly from Dortmund. This kid's from the things that I've seen about him and playing. Watched a little bit on Brazil Scout. Check out Brazil Scout. He does great. Videos together. But he's a defender, and he £15 million. He's going to go on a loan with obligation to buy to go to Burnley. So he was at his youth career at PSG. He spent 2 years developing with Dortmund in Germany. Played some Champions League games, and he's 19 years old, English international. Is it English? No, I think he's French. He might be French. I could be wrong. Anyways, he's 19 years old. He's headed to Burnley, and I think this is a pretty good get for Vincent Kompany in Burnley coming up. He's a young kid, but he's big, and he can he's strong. So he'll under Vincent Kompany, I think this is a really good pickup for him. And I think Burnley, I don't think they're going to go down. I think they're going to stay up, and I think they're not going to go down. And I'd like them to stay up. I'd like to maybe not that I want to kick Everton out, but someone like that's flirted the last 2 years. Could be out next year, but it would suck because they have a new stadium coming the year after. But this is Burnley. Watch out for them. There could be some noise there, and I think they can not say middle of the table, but I think they can be there. Also, Roberto Firmino went to Saudi Arabia. He joined Al Ahly, a free transfer. He left Liverpool, had a great stint at Liverpool. He was mobbed by the fans today, so that was another movement today. Also, Edwin van der Sar. I've been watching this a little bit. He obviously had a brain hemorrhage. Not obviously, but he had a brain hemorrhage the other day, and he's still in the hospital. They're monitoring him. Still concerned. He's in ICU, so we want to keep track on that. Hopefully, he can get better shortly. So, our thoughts and prayers are going out to them. And what else is going on? Clicking on MLS here. So we are in the States. What else? Inter Miami. Yeah, I mentioned it earlier this morning. They signed Jordi Alba, Busquets, and Messi, and they got a new coach. And I think I've been watching some of Sergio Ramos's Instagram stories. That guy is in shape at 38, and I think he's coming in. I think be a great spine. But they need players. They need good players. Thing is with the MLS, it's so close to being like a really great league in regards to some talent coming in from South America and some of the older players coming in, like Messi. Obviously, he's the best in the world, but still, if they just had some kind of relegation and promotion, I think everyone wants this, but no one is willing to do it because it's a franchise based and there's money involved in the whole thing. But if they did that and mixed in the Mexican League and also the USL, which we spoke about, it could be a really, really cool thing to see. That said, I think Inter Miami coming out of the basement over there, and a chance to get into the playoffs. Like the playoffs, always fun to watch. Could be something interesting. So we'll watch on that. And it looks like Leonardo Bonucci has held talks with a move to Newcastle. Bonucci is he my age? He's not my age. He can still play. He's a legend, obviously. But he's got over 500 appearances at Juventus. If he's going to go there, I think he's close to my age. But hey, Newcastle are making moves. I'll tell you, the summer transfer for me so far is Sandro Tonali to Newcastle. That's a guy who I wanted at my club. Oh my God, he could play. He's a pure low. He could sit in the middle. He's tough. He's got a great foot, cross eye. Crossing the ball. He's got a great eye. Got to put a pass through, and he's aggressive. I really like that player. I think the best signing for me so far is Newcastle taking Sandro Tonali from AC Milan. I don't know if he really wanted to go. Maybe there's some financial issues going on there, but yeah, he can play. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in the Premier League. And if he links up with Bonucci from Juve, watch out. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to win the league. I think City are still going to win the league, but that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they're open, and not everyone's done their business yet. So we're going to see what happens. So. All right. Well, quick Sunday session. We'll hopefully be on tomorrow with a 5-a-side, and we'll let that rip tomorrow in the morning. Those are, trying to do those daily. They're good for me. Keeps me sharp. What's going on? Hopefully you guys like them. And any other tips and everything you just want to talk about, please let me know. Shoot me a DM. But yeah, I like the 5-a-sides. I think they're good. It keeps us going. It's a dead of summer right now. It's still a lot going on. Every morning I wake up and I'm like, oh shoot, what am I going to talk about? Just 5 topics and a bonus. And it usually happens before 9 a.m. And there's a lot going on. And hopefully when we get into the season, we will have a ton more to talk about. We'll start doing some lives, I want to do some call-in shows and things like that. Also, I don't know if you're able to check out our Rose interview or Rose interview with KG, the comedian. We thank you very much, KG, for coming on and talking to us. That's the first of 3 that dropped. We also have another one coming out. We filmed another one on July 3rd with another very special guest, and we're putting that one together. It takes a little time for us to edit it and put things out. So we want to kind of space these out. We're going to have another interview coming up soon as well. The goal is to get those out every couple of weeks with some really talented individuals who support the different clubs, and then talk to local pundits. I'll talk to the barman at Wrexham, across the street from Wrexham. I want to get him on. I want to hear what his story is like. I want to talk to anyone that supports a club locally. That's what this is about. Not just about the Premier League or Serie A or La Liga. I know that's top of top of the news and everything, but still, like, hey, our first club we did was Sheffield FC, and shout out to them, Ryan Cresswell, Richard Timms, Dylan Ralph. And the rest of the crew over there, they're great. We want to go and support some of these clubs and hopefully be there on site and watch some games and get a full game day on all these clubs. Bury, love to go to Bury. The idea from this, why we started this, was not simply just to do a YouTube page or an Instagram, but this is just a start and get us out there a little bit. But we want to go to these clubs and we want to meet the people. We want to meet the locals. We want to meet the local pundits. So, we're just starting. We're really happy. We'll see how it goes. And with all your support, please, feel free to reach out. Want to come on, chat, let us know. All right. Have a great Sunday.